the crazy part is, how you gonna come to somebody else's house? Okay? Somebody else's. And next they come, because I never did that with Jason. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was the one that was always up and leaving. Like, oh, if I don't want to see it, adios amigos, I'm gone. But you gonna come inside my crib. My mama let you in. And you gonna ask her when she's leaving? The look on Lisa's face said it all. First off, we're having rehearsal. We didn't even invite you. Why you can't wait like everybody else to when we do the play so you can sit there and watch? You wanted to come over here and probably try to make it comfortable. You could feel her energy, like her mode or whatever the case may be. Like, it definitely felt negative. Something felt wrong. And her face was squished up. Everything felt wrong. So she, straight up, she asked Lisa, like, so I can't come over here. But she was looking at Lisa. She like, I can't come over here and watch you rehearsal. So I'm like, we're done rehearsing. I'm like, we just having something small. She like, hold on, I'm talking to Lisa. So if y'all done rehearsing, when you leaving? She like, maybe after I eat my food. She like, maybe. All of a sudden, as they're talking, and I'm standing there like, now my brain's starting to, it's starting to catch on. Like, is she mad? Like, that's what I was picking up. I'm a little late, but I was picking up is she mad? My mama coming down the stairs like, whoo, girl, girl, you want to sit down? You can sit down. And so she like, no, I don't want to sit down. She like, look, Roshan, you rude. You ain't got no more chicken in that bowl. Give her a couple of pieces of chicken. It's 4 pieces. First off, those are my 4 pieces. That's my 4 pieces. I didn't even know she was coming. She like, share a couple of pieces. I'm like, you want some chicken? She like, nah, I was just coming over here because I knew that they was rehearsing and I wanted to support my best friend. So my mom said, oh, you and her, oh, y'all best friend? That is nice. She like, I only got 2 best friends, you know. So my mama don't know what's going on. She's clueless. She don't know what's going on. She just make a small conversation, and plus she like Charzetta. So she said, okay, well, that's all right with me. Like, look, I'm gonna go out there in the bar, have me a couple of drinks, okay? Y'all enjoy yourself. Roshan, you only got another hour and some change, okay? Because you know when your daddy take you. I'm like, yeah. And so my mama leave. Back door now opening. Marky comes upstairs, right? Like, hey, bro, Charzetta? So she like, hey, Mark. He like, hey, Charzetta. He like, what you doing here? Oh, nothing. I was coming over here to see them rehearsal. So Marky like, oh, well, don't mind me. I'm just coming to make some of the drinks. So I'm like, no. I'm like, bro, you want a piece of chicken? So he like, no, I just want to make me some to drink. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, you coming with me and Dad? You know, I go to the martial art. He like, we'll talk. He like, you just handle your business up here. It look like you got bigger fish to fry. I'm like, Mark. He like, I'm out, deuces, and he deuced me. He deuced me out. Deuces, he put up both of his fingers. He went downstairs, right? So I'm like, Charzetta. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. She like, no, but hold on, wait. So, Lisa, we should go. You could take your chicken with you. She like, I don't like eating outside. She like, yes, you do. You ate one time when we went to the picnic outside. She like, it was a picnic and it was fruit. She like, well, I'm asking you, are you ready to go? She like, after I'm done with my chicken. So I'm sitting up there like, okay, like, I'm going to go to the bathroom. So I goes to the bathroom. So I'm in my mind, like, what is happening, right? I didn't know. I couldn't pinpoint it. Especially at the age, I couldn't pinpoint it. All I knew is, like, do they got a little beef? Or is she mad at me? Like, my mind was all over the place. Boom, I did not have to use it. I come out the bathroom, right? I go down the stairs. When I come down the stairs, they both gone. Her, Alicia chicken is there. They both gone. So I'm like, I'm finna call her. So I goes upstairs in my room. I shut the door. I lock it. I power on my new phone. Remember I told you I got the phone in the house. I power it on. So I'm waiting on it to boot up. Now, mind you, this is a used iPhone. This one, like, no, fresh out the box. That's why I was for that price. It wasn't fresh out the box. Like, this was a used iPhone. So I got voicemails already. So I'm like, how I get voicemail? So I'm checking the voicemail. It was a voicemail already set up. So I was like, because normally when you get a phone, you have to set up your own voicemail just for someone to leave a voicemail. So I'm like, I got a voicemail, but I was trying to listen to it, but I couldn't listen to it because I never set up a voicemail. So it kept telling me like, set up a voicemail because it was an automatic answer machine. So I'm like, I tried to set up a passcode, boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 got through it, boom. So I'm listening, right, to the messages, and it's like, hey, Lakeisha, like, where you at? I keep calling your phone. This is my 5th voicemail. So I'm listening, and you hear him get angrier and angrier. On each message this man left, he was getting angry. So whoever Lakeisha was, she was definitely being looked for. She was being looked for. So I'm like, okay, that's weird. Boom. I go on ahead, and I call Lisa. So she pick up, you hear wind, you can hear the wind, you can hear that they outside. You hear cars, you hear beeping, you hear, they still outside. So she pick up, she like, hello? I'm like, hey, you left? She like, yeah. I'm like, oh, well, bye to you too. She like, I'm sorry. So you hear, who is that? She like, I'm gonna call you back, And I hung up, I pound my phone off, right? So I'm like, man, that's weird. So I go downstairs. And I'm not gonna do it. Marky, he in his room. It's still kind of look like he got his room back, but it's still look a little. He missing a lot of things. Put it like that. It's like jail. He was basically still in solitary. Man, I go in. I say, "Dang, bro, you ain't even think about helping me." He like, that was funny. I'm like, it wasn't funny. He like, what happened? I'm like, I shouldn't tell you. You know what I'm saying? I shouldn't tell you. What you mean? What happened? The worst? I don't even know what to feel. So I'm like, bro, I don't know what's going on. He like, I know what's going on. I'm like, tell me. If you know what's going on, tell me. This man said, the girl that don't like you. I'm like, Charzetta? I'm like, but she made it loud and clear. In the library, when we first started in the library, when I went up over there to their little party, when I went on the Greg party, when I was popping over there, she was letting it be known that she didn't like me, right? So I really didn't at the time, like, I couldn't accept it, right? Because she literally said that she don't like me. I'm not going to assume. I just always will go off what a person say. And then what makes me unique, right? What makes me, all that? Because she was definitely, Jason was her ex, and he was definitely there a lot. So it was definitely giving off that she didn't like me. She probably still had asked for her ex. So, so I'm telling Marky, like, no, I don't think she like me. He like, bro, you cannot be a turtle. I'm like, what? He like, you can't be a turtle. I'm like, what? I'm like, so I'm asking him straight up, like, what does that mean, right? I'm like, what does that mean? He like, you can't be a turtle. I'm like, I'm not a turtle. Like, I'm a human. He like, bro, you're slow if you cannot see that she actually really, really on you. I'm like, I don't think she on me. He like, you a turtle. I'm like, listen, something is going on where I think that she's mad at Lisa. He like, because she like you. I'm like, stop. She don't like, I'm steady saying like, stop. She don't like me, right? So he like, I bet you. I'm like, how much you want to bet? He like, I bet you you're a new fan. I'm like, what? You crazy? Are you snorting? No, I'm not giving you I ain't got no money. I done just gave them all my bread. No, you're not getting jack. So he like, I bet you your PlayStation. I'm like, my PlayStation? Are you crazy? I said, you got a PlayStation. He like, but I don't got the black one. I'm like, all right, I bet you. So I tell him straight up, I bet you. I tell him, like, I bet you my PlayStation. We bet it. He like, come on, Pinky. So he like, if it's ever a time that she tell you that she like you, you got to let me know, even if I don't know. And he like, and don't worry, I'll find out. All you hear is, Roshan, let's roll. So I'm like, oh, my God. Now, mind you, when I hear her voice like that, I already know that she's mad about something. But when I went upstairs, she was just saying, come on, it's time to go. So she ended up taking Caleb, and we all end up going together. Boom. We gets in the truck. So my mom tells me, like, hey, we're about to get ready to drop you off, and then, you know, we'll pick you up when you're done. So she like, here. So she gives me my actual original phone back. So I'm like, she like, call me when you done. Look, no question, no nothing, nothing, she straight. She was sitting in the passenger seat, she just straight passed me my phone. So I'm like, okay. She like, don't be on it all day, just call me when you're done. I'm like, okay. So boom, we pull up and stuff. I end up getting out the truck. I go in the inside. My daddy come in there with me. Boom, he get me right. They know who I am. Da 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 da. Boom, my dad leaves. Now it was a point where I had to introduce myself or whatever. The instructor introduced me. Now we're sitting in this circle around this red pad, right? We're around this red pad, and it's girls and boys, but they in different rankings. Okay, they was in different rankings. All right, some just started, some was, you know, different, all type of different belts. So this was something that, you know, once you get in martial arts, you can also, you know, if you want to get into their, like in it real deep, you can go travel and stuff like that. Like, it was definitely a fun time. So I remember when, you know, the instructor, he told me to come up, and we was working on self-defense, just defending ourselves, like without swinging, just knowing if our attacker is attacking us, that we know how to modify, you know, that they won't be hitting us in the ribs, or hit us in the throat, or hit us right here, hit us in the temples, showing us our points, like our killing points. So he demonstrated on me. So boom, he like, how would you block? Or he was telling me what to look at. So I remember when he was coming up to me, he said, see, you're messing up. And I say, how? He say, never look your attacker in the eye. That's what he told me. He told all of us, never look, and I will never forget it. He said, never look your attacker in the eye. He say, you look right here. That's where you need to be looking at. He like their shoulders. He say, so because you can see when they swing. He say, now if you was playing like sports or maybe basketball, yeah, you could look them in their eyes. But when you're fighting, he like, this is what you're watching. You're watching when they're swinging. He like, and so he's showing like how not to be up super close, how to leave a little distance, you know, things like that. So boom, we practiced. We did a couple of exercises and meditations and things like that. So now it was time for everybody that was sitting in that circle to basically touch in with, you know, maybe making them an opponent, right? So I'm not, man. He called me up. He said, all right, Roshan, you ready? I said, yes. He like, all right, I want you to stand behind this black line. So I stood behind the black line. And so he was like, he did it to this girl, right? He said, come to the front, right? So I'm looking at her, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at her belt. She ties it. So I'm like, okay, it's a girl. It's a girl. I got this. It's nothing. I just use my street techniques, you know what I'm saying? We spar, we get ready. I put on my gloves, right? Well, they was kind of like gloves, but the fingers out. So he like, I want one of y'all to bring one of y'all down to the ground, right? Whoever gets down on the ground, you get up, you start over. Do not ground a pound. Do not do anything extra. Do no punching, no kicking. He like, it's all about just attacking, right? So boom, we did that first one. So I got her down on the ground one time. She got me down several times. Boom. I'm like, okay, because it was the way she was doing it. She was like kind of quick at first. You know, I couldn't pinpoint it. I'm like, oh, she got this down to the T. So boom, we get to the point of where we're straight sparring now. We're straight sparring. We're getting it together. We're straight sparring. So now we're throwing strikes and we're throwing feet. So boom, he said, all right, I want you guys to stay focused. Everybody pay attention, sit silently. So now you got the rest of the people that's there with us, like they sitting down in a Chinese stand, right? They're sitting down in a Chinese stand. And you got other people over there practicing and, you know, in the ring. It's like a lot going on in there. It was big. So I'm like, okay. So I'm going to just swing on it. And I'm going to listen to what he said. I'm going to look at this. I ain't going to look that now. I'm focusing. I'm going to look at this. Man, I swear to God, I was looking at her shoulders when he did like this. He said, let's go. When he did and let's go. When he did that, I was like, all right. So I see her moving, but she took off. It was so fast. This girl took off and kicked me in my stomach, and I went straight down. When I say I was so angry, I started taking off. I'm like, she knocked the wind. Knock the wind. knocked the wind out of my stomach to the point that I got so angry that I was ready to play dirty. I was ready to really get down like how I live. I was about to play dirty. So I'm like, whoo! So I got up and immediately the instructor, he like, he said, you would not fight out of anger. He was like, you should have been defending yourself. I'm like, I was. I'm like, you told me to look at the shoulder. So he like, hold on. So he tells me like to step to the side. So he's talking to me. He like, listen. He like, yeah, I told you to look at the shoulders. He like, but also you have to know like how the angle they're coming. Or when he like, you didn't say that. You said look at the shoulders. And that's what I did. And the whole time she coming with her foot. She kicked the wind out of me. So I'm mad. I'm like, I don't want to do it no more. He like, listen, we don't give up here. Listen, you have to work on not getting angry. He like, this is fighting. You're preparing. He like, and this is your first day. He like, okay, let's just give it one more try. Give it one more try for me. I'm like, no, I'm like, my stomach. He like, you have to make sure that you're defending yourself. He like, if you're not defending yourself, he like, then you leave slots open so they can be able to hit you. He like, so you just make sure you're focusing on the person's whole entire body. I'm like, okay. So boom. I'm like, but in my stomach, I still can feel her feet inside my stomach. So boom, I put the sparring glove because I took the gloves off. Like, oh, I'm done. I'm one and done. I took it over like I give up. So boom, I put it on. So she's sitting up there. She got her mouthpiece back in. She like, so I'm like, don't be so hard on me. Hello, right? So I'm like, okay. So boom, we're tussling. She's really having her way with me, right? She gets me on the ground. She got me by the leg. She's pulling my leg. Boom, I'm trying to get out of it. He telling me like, he's directing me like, turn on your side. Turn on your side. Move your arm. Put your arm in the hole. Put your arm where she's holding your foot at. Put your arm through the slot. Like, you know, he's coaching me on the side. So boom, he timed us. And it was okay. So he said, hey, you know, I'll see you tomorrow, same time. Boom. I call my mom. I tell her straight up, like, I'm ready. She like, here I come. So now I'm in the front. And I'm sitting up there, like, looking. And I'm like, let me call Charzetta, right? So I call Charzetta. She picks up. She like, I thought your phone got taken. I'm like, it did. I'm like, my mama gave it back because I'm at martial art class. She like, martial arts? So you had self-defense? I'm like, yeah, my dad, he said, because it just stuff. I keep getting in trouble. And I'm like, plus by me coming from alternative school. So she was like, oh, okay. I'm like, hey, so what's going on with you and Lisa? She like, it's between me and Lisa. I'm like, but what's going on? Like, did I do something? She said, did I say you did anything? I'm like, no. She like, did you do anything? I'm like, no. I'm like, but why you acting like that? She like, acting like what, bro, Sean? I'm like, acting like you acting. She like, no reason, because I'm just trying to see why would my friend, you know what? It doesn't even matter. I'm finna go click. Yo, stop. Like, she was so good at that. Like, and that's something that I just really did. Like, every time she did that, it just make me want to have more steps back. Boom, my mom pulls up. First thing my dad says is, how it goes? So I said, oh, it went good. I never told him about the kick. I never told him how the way I felt like that kick was hurting and my stomach was still stinging. Boom, we pull up in front of the crib. We get inside. My mom ended up bringing her bath water. So I was like, Mom, you want me to do your bag? She's like, nah, I got it tonight. I'm like, you sure? She's like, yeah, I got it tonight. So I'm like, I wanted to ask her, like, can I keep my fan? So I'm like, okay. So I go in the room. I still got the fan. But it didn't sit well with me. So then when she finally got in the jacuzzi, I come, I say, she like, Lord, I can't get just 1 second to myself. Boom, man, that better not be you. I'm like, no, Mom, it's me. She like, what? I'm like, you forgot to get the fan back. She like, I didn't forget. I'm like, oh, so I can keep the fan? She like, do you got it? I'm like, yes. She like, okay. I'm like, oh, so I can have my fan back. Am I talking Japanese? You don't hear me? I'm like, now think about it. I done bought a phone, waste money, and now she gave me my phone. Now she gave me my phone. I need to go return this phone back.